Hello everyone, Rituro here with another episode of My Life in Silver League. My opponent today, level 35 Gold Leaguer, Udon Soup, playing Zerg on Frost LE. Frost, one of the maps being removed from the next season of StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. It's gonna be sad to see it go. I did like Frost LE a lot, but it has been in the map pool for a while, and sadly, all good things must change eventually. So this is going to be an interesting match. It's been a while since we casted one of these, so I'm glad to get a new episode out the door, and I think you'll like why I chose this one. I am the red Terran in the top right, Udon Soup the blue Zerg in the top left. Let's skip ahead to the good stuff. Now, what originally surprised me out of this one is not what you're going to see here. Oh, there's a little trick there, the little cheat to get the extra drone by sacrificing or starting and canceling the refinery. Is that he doesn't take his natural right away, does Udon Soup. He actually goes straight for the scout, and you're going to see why this is interesting in a second here. First of all, I sent my scout out as well, knowing that I need to get some, sight of this guy because he's a Zerg player, and the last thing I want to do is get rushed by a Gold Leaguer. Lock down the front door, get the heck out of there. And the two scouts pass like ships in the night, unaware of one another. Thankfully, I had learned from a previous incident where I had forgotten to actually get this constructed to defend against attack, because it's only got 47 hit points, and now that the drone is attacking, it could easily take this down. Thankfully, I am on the case in time to get this thing built, so I will indeed know what's going on. Unfortunately, I also have learned that... oh, I haven't quite scouted this just yet. There we go, now this guy's going, and the drone's like, hey, wait a minute. I didn't get to kill you. So thankfully, the drone, or the scout, the SCV does escape, and he will go off on a fun scouting adventure with a second scout also in play here, looking for anything at all. However, the barrack is done, the supply depot is done, the Marines are on the field, and the orbital is on the way. There's the second base going down for Udon Soup. They're at his natural, so pretty standard Zerg opening here. However, here's what made this interesting and why I kept this map here. As you can see, haven't found it, but now I know for sure. As I pass this second drone who's now coming after me, I'm like, wait a minute, these are a lot of drones. These are a lot of them. He might be going for an early 3 base. As I walk up the front door here, I don't see anything. Like, I know there's no gas. And unfortunately, my scouting is stopped here, but I don't even see a spawning pool. Which immediately makes me think, hey, wait a minute, something's going on. Now, at the 4-minute mark, we see the spawning pool, and sure enough, 4-base play early, an early Zerg 4-base. Super macro champ here is Udon Soup, as his Overlord gets a good scout here over the mineral line. Nothing there to stop it, though. 2 Marines now will be pulled back to deal with this pesky threat. Oh, nope, they are going off on a run. Scratch that, the Marines are going to stop this second base from being taken down. I'm guessing this is in perhaps response to any sort of drone play. I'm not sure what my thought was there. But more importantly, it's definitely a super macro play here from Udon Soup, as he's going for 4 bases. 5 minutes, no offensive units, no queens. It's only just finishing his spawning pool now. No lings, nothing. And here, now my scout reveals that the spawning pool has just been completed. Now I know what's going on. I'm like, okay, this is a very, very late spawning pool. Which means it's time to go looking for other bases. Nothing else, nothing at all to speak of. Did I spot this? I did not quite see it, so close. But now, having taken a walk, now there's the spine crawler going to come down for Udon Soup. He knows that I am aware of what's going on. He needs to defend against any early rush that I might send his way. 2 queens on the way as well. But this has pretty much told me everything I need to know, that something crazy is going on here. Crazy macro play. I got my defense, meanwhile, looking pretty good here. Got the second base done. We have the orbital on the way. Bunker being completed now as well before the Marines are put in to defend. The orbital top has decided to move away as he sees the engineering base, so he knows missile turrets can't be far off, though quite honestly, usually I put that to scare Zerg players away. Here comes the scouting drone, and he is instantly vaporized. How much did he see? He knows there's a bunker. He does not know there's a second base. Good defense there. Bunker folk, however, I am now fully aware of what's going on here. The scouting SCV dies, but he knows there is a spine crawler there. I also know about all these bases, so I know it's a crazy macro play, which means the time, as you can see the resources here, I know that it's time to make some sort of advance. Hurry, hurry, hurry. as now we are actually rallying here. I believe we're actually rallying. Yes, we are rallying the barracks all over at the Xel'Naga Watchtower to try and get some sort of early pressure to counter this macro before things get completely out of hand. And sure enough, Lair Tech is on the way in a hurry for Udon Soup, who is supply blocked. He does have an order on the way to relieve that, though. You know, level 1 weapons on the way for me. My missile turrets, however, are also on the way because I'm really not liking what 4-base macro play means for me. So you can see 2 missile turrets instantly down. More will be coming, you can be sure of that. Third one is almost done. There it is. And while the Marines have moved out, they have taken down the Queen. Good pick up there. But can they get down the crawler? The answer is no, and more drones being pulled offline to make more crawlers. 2 Evo chambers on the way now for Udon as he continues to pump out drones, going for the heavy, heavy macro play. You know, the Army's like, yeah, okay, that was a bit of a waste here, bit of a waste. Still, Army supply favoring me, worker supply still favoring Udon Soup. That's pretty much standard based on what we've seen so far. More extractors on the way here. Heavy gas for Udon as he prepares for this massive macro play, which you're going to love what he does here. This is why I saved this match. Meanwhile, Factory on the way as well as 4th Barracks. As you can see, I'm slowly learning this lesson to get more production on the field, make the use of all these resources that I'm pulling down here. More missile turrets also on the way here, and here it comes. Here's the Spire. That's right. 4-base macro into Spire. You can tell this is a Zerg air rush, and it's kind of scary. Lair Tech done and ready. Hive Tech will be coming shortly here. It does need the infestation pit. That, I believe, comes in sooner than later here as Udon prepares to race up the tech tree. However, though he has 2 spine crawlers here, 1 slightly wounded, a ball of bio is coming in. This actually might not be enough. I can't remember if I actually punched this down or not, as level 1-1 available for Udon in the Evo chambers. Units are massing up, and now, do they move in? Do they move in? Do they move in? What are they waiting for? Are they waiting for stim? They're waiting for weapons? They must be waiting for weapons. Oh, but the drones have seen this, and they are evacuating. They are like, getting out of here. Forget this. We're not going to be taken down. And in comes the ball of bio. It will take down 1 crawler. Can they get a second? No, they decide to back off, wait for help. 1 crawler down, though, as the Queen continues to infest these hives, get more drones onto the field. There's the infestation pit, and 22 lings on the way. Here comes the counterattack for Udon. He's got the catch. Here's the infestation pit. It means Hive Tech will be on the way, or sorry, yes, Hive Tech will be on the way sooner than later. Now the giant ball of lings is ready, and here comes the counter on the, I guess, 3rd, 4th? Not sure the order here, but now Udon Soup's mining drones are under attack here. And this will cut into his economy somewhat. This base is not long for this world as the units decide to take the long, or the shortcut road up top, away from the Naga Watchtower. Will the Lings manage to count it? I don't think so. It's a long way to go. The Queen does pop, which is unfortunate because that Queen is not long for this world either. Down goes the Queen, down go the Lings. This base is toasted. Udon has taken a setback here. His macro is in serious jeopardy. Unfortunately, he does have that Spire done. His Hive Tech is also almost done. He's got level 1 weapons almost done. Level 2 weapons are on the way. But here's the thing. I got more reinforcements at the Naga Watchtower. Pathogen glands on the way. And you know what that means? Infestors. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Zerg air rush, ladies and gentlemen. However, I have tanks. Tanks not so good against air, which is never good. I do have missile turrets at the main base to defend, as well as supply depots galore to try and keep my unit count up. Level 1 armor almost done. Stim packs now complete as down go the larvae. This base is totally and completely wiped out, which is good for everyone, especially me, as it's 1 less Zerg base to deal with. The army now grouping up. There's a scan revealing that there is indeed a creep tumor there. It will be taken down. And now to deal with base number 3. From 4 to 3, problem is 2 corruptors are on the way, Zerglings on the way as well, and a greater Spire. The air rush transitions straight into the heavy hitter. We could be seeing Broodlords sooner than later. However, this base is going to be taken down as the Stim does well to wipe up everything. The Lings may have something to say about that, as will the Broodling. Ling everywhere. Siege Tank, however, doesn't really care about your Lings. There's the Corruptor. Scan looking for anything that might be burrowed, finds nothing. This Corruptor will be scared off as a relief base is being made here down below the corner. It will, I believe, complete successfully as these drones just sit there and hope nobody decides to cross that gap. It looks like they won't. They hold up and wait for reinforcements. As the hatchery is almost done here, level 2 attack, level 2 carapace is now being worked on. Greater Spire almost done. Widow Mines now coming out here. as I have maxed out my my units tab, as I am focusing on trying to manage everything at once. 2 extractors coming down now as Udon Soup looks to recover from this macro hit. He is now seriously behind in all respects. His overlords have fled as now this Corruptor is off scouting. Not a bad use of a Corruptor, all things considered. Problem is, Corruptors cannot attack ground, which is not the situation Udon wants to be in, especially with these wonderful siege tanks on the field taking down Lings. Siege tanks don't care about Lings, siege tanks don't care about Spine Crawlers, and they are going to make life miserable as heck for Udon. His Queen is doing best here from the mid and low ground, and they will cause some damage here, but the problem is here comes the Broodlords. Oh dear, it's the Zerg air rush straight to Broodlord. No sight of this Queen is actually a lot of good hits here on this siege tank. Down goes the hatchery, down go the drones, larvae, all this larvae unused. As now the siege tank doing what it does best, getting sight and going to town on the Queen. Down go the drones. Oh, this poor hatchery. Down to 2 hatcheries. Udon, however, he's got 3 more Broodlords on the way. This might actually be a problem. Constant stream of reinforcements coming in from a 2-base Terran play here. There's a stim, 4 starports on the way to try and match that air superiority. And down go the Evo chambers. Nothing for Udon here is going right. I am floating a ton of resources. Can't build it fast because I'm focusing on this army here. However, drones and Broodlords, this might be the counter that Udon needs. His attempt to rush the Broodlords is being undone here. Down goes the Hive. Oh, and sadly down goes the Widowmine, who did manage to get a few good hits there on the drones. And this was like, hey, what do I do now, guys? What do I do now? Oh, sorry, Widowmine, there's nothing you can do. He does bury, you know, just in case something crazy happens. However, there goes the Hive. No further craziness. He is well and truly countered. This attempt to rush to Zerg Air is not going to happen. The problem is, what I've neglected to notice is the Broodlords have moved to the natural. And while the siege tank is trying his best to take them down, these poor SCVs are getting absolutely obliterated by the Broodlords. Meanwhile, 2 more Broodlords taking down this factory. The counterattack from Udon is wonderful, and I have nothing to deal with this. Meanwhile, Muta's coming out here because he does still have a Spire. Where does he have this Spire? I must have had them in production before I destroyed the Greater Spire. Down go the buildings one by one as they start hunting for anything that might be keeping him in this game. Meanwhile, the Broodlord can well take them in this one, so that Broodlord will survive. The factory is gone. Probably I don't really care about factories when I have 7 Vikings on the way. Meanwhile, the SCVs being taken down by these Broodlings. Broodlord sitting out of range, going to town. Very poor response here from me to the threat. Back at my second base wheel down. There goes my natural. This is not good. If unattended, if I can't take down his base, this base race will go in the favor of the Zerg player. Thankfully, I have a fairly good idea of where he is, and it's called, I'm just going to take the closest base and run to it. Unfortunately, it's this one, and that's not good. There's the berry from the Widowmine. Bam! On the drones. Udon Soup has been found, and that will be the end of that. Nonsense. A valiant attempt to air rush by Udon Soup. Problem is I have Vikings, and they have taken down the one Broodlord. They have ignored the rest for reasons I'm going to guess that are F2, F2. However, he still has something that is keeping him in this game, and it's a lowly extractor. Unfortunate, as now the Vikings will take issue with this Broodlord, and that is the end of that. GG, says Udon Soup, knowing he has no further way to bring himself back into this game, and that is how you beat a Gold Leaguer who is attempting to rush air. You put pressure on him, defeat his macro, and hope like mad that he does not beat you to the punch. That's just another little slice of my life in Silver League. Thank you all for watching. My name is Rituro. We'll see you next time.